So before going to start the DevOps, the introduction, so let me introduce myself. So myself, Uma Mahesh Naidu, you can call me Mahesh, and I have 12 plus years of experience in IT. So currently my designation is a senior analyst, and I have worked previously in a different technology domains like VMware, Citrix, Netscaler, Amazon Web Services, and DevOps. So these are the technology experience. And if you'd like to have any questions in these technologies, you can ask me. And I've done a couple of certifications with the different technologies like VMware, BCP Certified Professional is a 6.5, and Citrix CCSP, Citrix Certified Sales Professional, and next AWS Solution Architect Associate and Professional. So these are the certification I had done so far. So thanks for interesting for today. So it's a weekend and your free time, you're joining with the demo. So at present we have a 17 people are there. So team, can you please chat box. So do you have any experience in which technology? Just give me a single line so that I can able to understand. So the people are coming from which technologies are what you're looking for with this program, and give me a single line or maybe two lines. So what is your experience? Like example, you have a Java developer or .NET developer, or maybe you are a network engineer, you are might be Wintel engineer, or maybe you are CCNA certified engineer, like that, Linux engineer. So whatever the domain you already previous, just give me single line. And with this technology, what you want to do? So what you are actually looking for? Just give me a single line in the chat box so that I can easily understand that. Dharmesh is from networking background. Good. Okay, so now I move to the actual DevOps. So before you want to understand what is meaning of DevOps, okay. Now I would take some scenario. So here developers are IT team. So both will be there in our company, right? So developer, they have developed some application. So might be they'll use some different kind of codings and all, okay? And might be job. They develop some code and use some functions. And after the application is developed successfully, and we want to know the what is exactly result coming from the software, and the developer will not install the applications on the system and see the functionality. So just they will develop a product and they will send to IT team. So here IT team is nothing but your operations team. So IT team is nothing but your operations team. So the software will receive either with we have a share path, or might be they sending a jar files, or might be tar files they will be sending with email. to the IT team. So once this file is received by the IT team, they have different type of questions there in their mind. Okay, so mostly the questions are like, so the developer team is given that application on which example, either you want to test it on server operating system or might be desktop operating system, either Windows or Linux, I don't know really. And when we want to install this application, any dependencies before you want to install the application. So that also very important thing. Any dependencies are required. Example, like IIS, .NET platform. So any dependencies before running this application, any dependencies you want to install. So that's the second question. And third one, so if this application you will be connecting in the backend any database requirement. We don't know. And what database you want to connect, like SQL, MySQL, MongoDB. We don't know anything about that. And these applications need a security requirement. Do you want to test? So like SSL certificates is important or not? We don't know. And access requirement. Who wants to access this application? So after I'm installing an applications on the server, who wants to test this application? Who is the audience to use this application? We don't know. On what level of access we want to provide, that also we don't know. So finally, these many questions in their mind. The next day, okay, there'll be a big fight between developers and IT team. So they keep on, they will be attending the meetings, or maybe they're sending emails to operations team to developer team, and developer team will be answering to IT team, operations team. So this is normally we are seeing, and we are so many years till date. Okay. So because of we are not following any functional rules, we are not following any processes. So for that reason, we are getting some challenges. So mostly when we are fighting each other from developer and IT team, so they have some questions to other team. So example, so dev team complaints. So dev team is telling that, so operations teams don't know anything. So they always asking some questions, and they are always telling no. Whenever they're giving any work to the operations team, they'll be telling no, always no. And as a developer, I have a deadlines. Every time I'm missing the deadline because of the operations team. They're missing deadlines, so the operations team. So finally, the development team is responsible for that project. So these are the questions and complaints coming from the development team. So mostly these type of complaints are coming from manager to manager level. Okay, so mostly you will reach these kind of complaints from your manager. So you will receive some feedback, like example, Mahesh, I received so much of update from the development team, and So you're not properly done on the application installation. I think you yesterday the package is received. Okay, till date you are not given any update to the development team, and so but you keep on asking some question. You are not doing work properly. So as an engineer, what should I do? Again, I will be re-complaining to the development team. Just normally we are doing, right? So what I will answer it, sir, DevOps teams are so and so. The star means scolding, right? And they don't know difference between desktop and server. Example, when they are giving the software package to operations team, they will not mention clearly on which mission they want to test it. So that means either they want to test it on Windows desktop or Windows server. So simply they'll be mentioned application will be testing on the Windows boxes. They're not mentioning the desktop or server. How could I know about that it is a desktop application or server application? So I'm complaining with my manager. So our DevOps team don't know anything about. So the comparison between the desktop and server, they don't know difference between Windows 10 and the 2016 server. And always last minute request they'll be sending, and also half cooked information. They will not sending the proper package to us for testing. Half of the package only they sending to me and for testing on the server, and also is not a deploying when successful on the server. So because of the dev team, so the server uptime is too low because of the coding is not properly done, that the server uptime is not properly, that is a completely is low. So this is a complaint from the operations team, guys. So if we both are fighting each other for a daily months and months and years, so who will be suffering? So anyone can tell me. So if they keep on fighting between the ops team and the dev team, so who will be suffering finally? So a customer, right? The end user will suffer. So who is end user? He is a project funding person. So who was giving that project? It was given to the company and he took the project with some funds, and even the funds are not from the one person, one hand. So they have some many hands, they will be shared some money, they'll put in front, they'll doing some projects. So once the developer he's giving the coding and he's installing on the server by operations team, finally who will be suffering? So end user will be suffering. And after that, we don't properly maintaining the application, and we don't know what is the proper documentation. So you are developing application, you are installed it, and we don't know what it inside it, how you are installed, and what are the technology used it. So we have so much of questions and complaints, and finally we have some problems. Now we'll see what are the problems from the operations team they'll do and development team will do. So example, for a example in this audience, Vishnu is a Java programmer and also with the Python language. Super. So he's from the development team. So normally developers team, build team, testing teams are working together. Yes or no? So in the development team means, so we have a developers, build team, testing team. So these three teams will be working together. What they will do? So in the coding level, so either we will use a Java, .NET, in any other software we will use it. We will code the project requirement. So once you write the code, we can directly use an application. No, right? So with that code, we have to take the code and we have to build it an application. So without builder, the application will not made. Yes or no? I think Vishnu can answer this question. Without build, application is ready, Vishnu? Maximum is no, right? So we have a tools name called build tools. Okay, we have a Ant, Maven. So these are popular tools. We have so many other tools are in the market. I don't want to discuss those things. Okay, so we need a Ant, Maven. These build tools we required. So the code will be adding and build an application. The interface will be taking. Right. Okay, application is ready. So we can directly push it on the production boxes. No, right? What we'll do? We will give these to testing. So we have a manual testing and automation testing, right? So like we have a Selenium testing with QTP. So these are the technology and people who are working in these testing tools. They will use it and they test an application. So the application is properly built or not, is working or not. So whatever the requirement is fulfilled with this project, with this build and coding is working or not, they will tell you. So this is the testing people will do. Right. So now let's move to the slide. And this is the process. So the development team, they write some code and put it in source code management. So in one bucket. So in the source code management, the code will be taken by your build team. The build team, they will use like a Maven. Okay. So and so that they will use the tools, they will build an applications. And once an application is ready, then we'll send for testing. If application is failed, and it will be sent to directly to the development team. Hey, I was not able to send to testing team. In the build itself, the application got failed with the help of your coding. Okay, so please correct yourself. Then again upload to your source code management. I will take it back. Then I will use my building. If it's a building is perfectly done, then I will forward it to testing team. So what they will do testing? So they will prepare some test reports. So either working or not working, true or false reports. The testing reports will be either automation reports or manual reports will be sent to development team. So finally, so this much of process, everything will be taken care by and development team. Yes, development team also have a lot of work, It's not a simple task. I really appreciated them because of once you are doing work in front of our system or mobile, a tab, if application look good or very fast or working fine without any issues, really thanks to dev team, build team, test team. If these three teams are not properly, any one of the person, they're not doing proper their job, our applications will not good. Understood? Any questions, guys? As so far, any questions, please post your questions in the chat. I think no questions. So let's move to operations team. So mainly we call as administrators, administration teams. So what type of administrations in your company mainly? We have a server team, server administration team, network team, network administration team, VM team, virtual machine administration team, virtualization technology, storage team, storage administration technology team, security team, security administration team. So these are the teams that work in under operations team. They're working under operations team. I got a question from Ripandeep Kaur. What does build team do exactly after getting code from coding team? Okay. So mostly we are using our smartphones, tabs, computers. Example, you purchase a new brand new phone, iPhone or maybe Android. So you want to install WhatsApp or maybe YouTube application. What you'll do? You'll go to directly the Play Store and you're downloading an application. So that application framework will be built by built team. So the backend, the code will be running. The code will be generated by development team. So example, Vishnu Chandra, he is a Java developer. So he will be doing backend coding. So how the when we are clicking the new chat box, so that will be interface will be opening. So when you're typing something, there will be backend process will be running. The entire process will be running with your code. The interface, everything look like will be with the built in. So without built in, the code cannot be converted into application. Hope you answered your question. Okay. So now in the ops team, we have system team like a server provisioning systems. Example, in the data center, so we'll buy a rack server, blade servers, hard disk management. So everything data center management. So everything which is under system operator, system team. So might be when we are installing like a Windows operating system or Linux operating system, again the team will be divided. So Intel operations and Linux operations team, they will manage it. So even the system management team, okay, they will be part of desktop team also. The desktop means the end users missions like Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10. The laptop and desktop management also will be there. Okay, system team. And coming to the VM team, virtualization server provisioning, like we have a VMware, Citrix, Microsoft Hyper-V, and nowadays we have a cloud, so instance creations. So this will be coming under part of VM team, virtual machine team. So like a virtual server provisioning. So in the virtual server means how many servers we need to build it. So in the operating system, what is the system configuration? What are the pre applications we have to load on the server? So everything will be taken care by VMP. So even my experience also will be part of virtualization and the system team. So previously, okay, even right now also I'm working right now. Right. So next, storage team. So whatever the data in our servers and all, we will be stored in some common locations like SAN, storage area network. We have a Hitachi, EMC Square, so EMC SAN, NetApp SAN, like that. So like we have a NAS boxes also is there, network attached storages. Okay, so for store our data into the network and the servers. And network team, so like you are managing the cable management and protocols communication in and out like a HTTP, FTP, HTTPS, SMTP protocols, all the kind of network communications will be managing my network team, including your data center networking like routers, switches, okay, firewalls, everything. Even the firewalls again into the security, some physical installation of a network team will be taking care of it. So again, we have a security team. They will be managing endpoint security like antivirus. Okay, so they will be installing on the desktop machines and the servers for attacking of outside threats and firewalls. They will be creating rules and regulations, incoming traffic and outgoing traffic. So now these are the things are there in from the operations team. So why would need to contact the DevOps team? So we are working on the system and virtual machine, storage, network team, and security team. So why would bother about and you'll be depending on the your talking to the DevOps team? Because whatever the applications you are installing on the system, whatever the application you are installing on the VM, whatever the application will be stored on the sandbox, whatever the application is communicating on the network. So everything is depending. So we are mutual understanding between development team and operations team. Understood? Example, the development team, he developed an application, the application running with some port number 443. But network team, in the network level and the security level, the firewall port number 443 is stopped. So a system administration team, it took the application, installed it. Will able to communicate or not? The port number is blocked on the firewall and the networking. So the end user will able to contact the server on the port number 443. No, right? So who will be giving this information? So your development team will be telling that, hey, we are developing the application will be running on this much of protocols they'll be using. So these are the port numbers. So we have to allowing on the firewall port numbers. And these applications mainly used in the shared location, and this application will be installing on the desktop. This application will be compatible with the server operating system. This application only we can install on the Linux boxes. We have to get the information from the development team. Got it? Any more questions? So now these are the problems or challenges DevOps team and the operations team they will do. So now, so dev and operations team differences. So in the development team, successful build. So that means a development team, once the software build is successfully done, their job is over. But actually operations team, no. If the build is installing on the server should be stable. The application should not crash. The application should be working properly. That is called stable build. Stable build. Sometimes we are installing applications from the Android Play Store and Apple stores. So if application sometimes will not properly working. Why? Because the application is not properly tested and we are using that. That is not a stable build. And second concept, every time it will change. So why? The development team is keep on changing the code, but operations team rarely it will change because there is a version to version, right? We are not keep on updating daily. Okay. So once in a while we are moving from one version to another version. Operations team. So development team, they will follow agile and scrum team follow. They will be following some process, agile process. What is agile process? So they will attending scrum calls. How many people are in this batch? They will be attending agile process and the scrum calls daily. Anybody? So mainly agile means, example, they have a kind of application, kind of rally. Okay, rally is a application. Use it, and they will create a user story. They'll create one user story, and we will give some taglines. Whatever the project you are working, team you're working, and you're individually or might be team wise, you're updating your inputs. Today what you did, and this week what are the work you did on the particular application. Everything you will mention it. And on daily basis, your scrum master is your project lead. Your project lead will lead the call daily. So certain time, like every day, morning or afternoon, night, so whichever the shift you are working, so you have to join in the call, and you have to discuss with all the teams, like development team, testing team, building team. Everybody, they will be joining the call. They will be discussing. So what is the progress on the project? So this will be taken care by, this will be doing by development team. Okay, but what about ops team? They will not follow agile and scrum, but nowadays they're following. Okay, but nowadays they're following, even operations team also, they're following agile method. Okay, so, and I'll tell you later why. Okay, in upcoming classes. In operations teams, they will be following ITIL process, information technology infrastructure library process. They will follow ITIL process. So what is ITIL process? Example, if user is complaining an issue, one application, we will receive an incident. So we have a ITIL tool is there. We have a BMC remedy, ServiceNow, okay, CA Unicenter. We have different types of tools are there. So market leader nowadays, we have a ServiceNow and a BMC remedy. So with that ITIL tool, the customer will contact the help desk, and they'll complaining that they will raise a ticket. They will raise a ticket, and the ticket will be forwarded to ops team. So like we have server ops team, and network team, SAN team, firewall team, or security team. So who are all the main scope of the work they'll working on it. So we will receive the ticket. So then I'm start working on it. So when I'm start working, so one incident is coming to queue, so it is an unassignment. So then I'm taking to my name is assignment. So I'm start working on it. So now I'll be giving an update regularly. So whatever I'm updating, so this update will be seen by customer and my manager and customer lead also. The customer also will be able to see that whatever the work you will be doing on the ticket. So this is a ITIL process will be there following by ops team. So development team, new features delivery. What are the feature will be delivering? Okay. So operations team, they will be taking care of a high uptime. So development team always looking for, they'll be working for a new enhancements. There's a new features they'll be delivering. But operations team, they will not looking for new features. They'll be looking for, hey, 24 hours, we don't expect any downtime for the server. That is called high uptime. Understood? I'm expecting high time for my services. Example, I'm working on server team. So example, web servers. Okay, might be application servers. So on an average per day of 30 minutes to 1 hour, I'm getting downtime. I don't want to do that. So properly I'm maintaining that. Networking. So sometimes some switches and network cables are unplugged and issues will be coming. So network team will be bothering about, hey, I don't want to get any network downtime. So I want to be at least minimum downtime. I want to maintain it. Okay. So this is a way that every team will be working. So that's the difference between dev team and operations team. Any questions? So moving to the next slide. So both development and operations will be coming together. They're forming a new technology called DevOps. Okay, development and operations both will be comes together. They're forming a concept of DevOps. They'll following these three parameters. One parameter is they'll follow DevOps culture. They'll follow DevOps process. They will follow DevOps tools. So with these three parameters, now we are achieving the previous works from the development and operations. Understood? So let's move to the first one, the DevOps culture. So we have a communication. So keep on, will be communications to team. Collaboration, that means we are working together. Integration, so any applications that will be working on it, so then I will be using some other applications, I'll be integrations and I'm working on it, right? And finally automation. So regularly I'm doing some work. Example, a developer team, so normally they're giving an application, and administration team, they'll be working daily job. So example, that work will be taking care of nearly 3 to 4 hours. Example, backup. Example, I'm taking one backup. So they'll doing every day, they'll spend one engineer 3 to 4 hours. So the developer team, they identifying that, hey, why should this team will be spending daily 4 hours for taking backup? So why should I create one project called automation project, the regularly on certain time automatically run the program and take administration without administrator, so the work can be possible. So like this kind of automation they will do. This is called DevOps culture. Coming to DevOps process, they will follow three methods. Continuous management, configuration management. Configuration management means, so whatever example, I have a virtual machine. I have a virtual machine which is hosted on VMware hypervisor or maybe Zen hypervisor. Okay. So if I'm configuring my servers, okay, I don't get any much problems. If I'm not properly configuring my system, definitely I'll get some issues. Continuous deployment means, so when we are application or we are using an example Java application, so every month Java will be releasing new version, and our security team will telling that, hey, new Java version is releasing and please use it. So because of the security complaining that, so we have to continuously deployment of the application on the server, right? So then give you a good healthy environment. The server will be in a secure zone. Okay. And we can also use not only for a local servers, and we can also work with the cloud also. We can also work with the cloud also. Like we have a Amazon Web Services, Azure, that also possible. And monitoring. Example, if continuously applications are running on the server and there are a huge number of users are certainly connected on the particular application, how can I manage it? So without monitoring, I could not able to managing proper performance from the applications to the users. So I want to monitor it accurately. So these are the three processes we will follow, okay, with the DevOps concept. And now we will, the third one is called DevOps tools. We have source code management. So is that DevOps services, basically these are the 5 types of services. Source code management. So The source code management, like we are using different tools nowadays. So the majority tools like in market, we have a Git, Mercurial, and continuous integration like a Jenkins. Um, we have a GitLabs, TeamCity, management. So example, we have a application, so monthly releasing. So we have a 10,000 servers are in your company. So weekly wise, you can use a chef and you can create a recipes, the regular recipes, and we can deploying. So it's a easy management. Okay. So like Puppet also will be working doing the same thing. Salt Stack is also working for configuration management. So whatever the application is running on the server, the proper configuration we are creating on the Chef or Puppet and Salt Stack, and we are pushing it. Continuous deployment. So like we have a Puppet Labs and a Docker. So now it's called Kubernetes container management service. Container management service. Example, we need a 10 web servers immediately. So the Docker will create a 10 containers with each container will be act as a one web server. So immediately we can able to deliver it. So like a continuous deployment and continuous monitor. So we have a different types of tools are there. The top branded tools like in market, we have a Nagios, Javix. So these are the tools they will use it. Okay. So at present, I was not able to share the course content because of I'm redesigning the course. Probably you will receive by tomorrow or today evening. So my team will be sharing with you guys. My team will be sharing with you the course content. Okay. And so the slides are over. Just I want to give some brief information. So whatever the demo I have taken today, this is the open source DevOps. Okay. And the other DevOps also is there. So like we have Azure DevOps and AWS DevOps also is there, but it is not included in this. This is the open source DevOps. So as per I discussed with my training partner, okay, Skillmonks. So they asked me to take the training for open source DevOps. So there's a huge the requirement in the market is the open source DevOps. So even I took the same thing. So guys, any questions? Can you please ask in the chat? So I'm the trainer I'm working with Skillmonks. Okay. So my training channel name is Cloud TechNet. So I'm working professional, which I already discussed with you guys. So if you want to, you can visit my website. So cloudtechnet.com. Okay. This is my training channel name. And I'll be only providing for online trainings for individuals and the reference students and for organizations like Skillmonks and corporate trainings. Okay. And apart from that, the DevOps, I would teach Citrix, Zendesk, Zenap, and Netscaler, Amazon Web Services, and the DevOps. Okay. These are the 4 technologies I'm teaching. Okay. And Azure as well. So Azure, I was not certified. So probably I'll be complete this month. This month means June. Okay. I'm already planned it. So due to COVID-19, I would not make it to complete the certifications. Okay. So that's what I'm waiting for it. So any questions, team, please let me know. And next week onwards, the batch will be start. So, and the timings, everything, I will let you know with my organizers. They will share with you always. Okay. and please touch with our organizers if any questions. So with this training, so I would arrange the question answer session separately. Okay, so you can able to talk to me. So in the next session, so if who are all requested to my organizers. Okay.